1 second, please. I don't know if you know this, but I do have a goal to read 10 books a month. I prefer to think of goals in smaller, like more manageable amounts, so I do it by month instead of by year. And I'll be honest, it's the last day of February. I don't think I'm gonna make it. So, and I feel cheated, let's be honest, because February has robbed me of at least 2 extra days. So I'm trying to finish books today, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. But let's go ahead and talk about the books that I did finish. How about that? The first one I read this month was The Great Alone, and I did get this from Booksparks. And frankly, meh. I have like a lot of feelings about this book. Like, I don't know. I'm sure lots of people are gonna like this. I felt like it was too long, it was boring, the characters were like non-existent, and I don't know. Disappointed me a lot, to be honest, but I'm sure it's gonna sell well. It's got a great PR team behind it, and the author wrote The Nightingale, which is a really popular book. So if you read that and you liked it, you're probably gonna like this, but it's just been determined that Kristen Hanna's writing is probably not for me. So that was a no for me. The next one I read was The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. And I've been meaning to read this for a while, and the second book recently came out, and so I was like, well, what the heck? I'm gonna go ahead and read these. And I'll be honest, it's a really slow start, and it's very unique, and it's almost written like a classic. So for some people, that means it's gonna be hard to get into, and at times the writing is a little bit difficult, like unusual, but by the end, I was like obsessed with it. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, though I do like accept that this isn't gonna be for everybody, but for those of you who love it, you'll love it. Like if I had a daughter, I don't, but if I did, I'd like want her to read this. Like if I had a niece, I'd want her to read it just because it's like magical, and it's about just like this woman who's wild and refuses to let herself be tamed, and I loved it. So anyways, on to the next. I like almost always listen to audiobooks during the month, and this time I did The Cavenden Luck, which is book 3 in that series. And usually I really like those books. They're like Downton Abbey in book form, and they just are like a perfect form of like escapism. I just really like them. But I felt like this one, now that we're like in the setting of World War II, like we really moved away from some of the magic of it. So I definitely like wasn't as enamored, to be honest. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna read the 4th book in the series, which I do have in a hardcover, but I don't know. It just didn't leave me like feeling enthused to read the next one. A fun thing I did this month was I hosted a Ready Player One read-along on Instagram because the movie's coming out at the end of March. And dang, y'all, like I wanted to be ready. So I definitely wanted to like read this. And I think it's about 4 stars. Like I wasn't like super in love with this, but at the same time, it was really enjoyable. It's like a traditional story structure as far as like the quest to get what he wants, if you will. And yeah, so it was fun. It was enjoyable. Lots of 80s references. Like you're no way are you gonna get all of them unless you're like a hardcore gamer. But even me, like I'm not a gamer at all, and I still really enjoyed it. So I don't think it matters if you like have that cultural knowledge, if you will. So it was fun. I say read it before the movie. And then when you do watch the movie, you can be like so judgy because you've read the book, and that means you can like, you know, be all critical about it, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I enjoy. So on to the next one. The Ghost Notebooks. Like this was surprise book mail, and first off, can we just talk about how gorgeous this cover is? Yeah, I'm in love with it. It's very artistic, it's very beautiful. It's like the premise of like a haunted house story and how it affects people there, but it's not really scary. I would say it's more like spooky than scary. It's not really thrilling, but it is beautifully written. It's about mental illness, it's about grief, it's about the haunting itself. I loved it. It's definitely memorable for me, but don't go into it, if you're gonna read this, don't go into it expecting to be like thrilled and scared and have goosebumps, because that didn't end up being like what it offered, but it was really beautifully done. And I just love a good haunted house story, I'll be honest. This is one you might have seen like everywhere, She Regrets Nothing by Andrea Dunlop. I've read both of her other works, and I definitely feel like this is her best, but at the same time, I felt really conflicted about this book, like so much so that I don't even really want to get into it on this video, but I'll link to my Goodreads review for you if you like want to read more about it. But Basically, I felt like it had a bit of an identity crisis. Like on one hand, we were like studying class and one woman's like struggled to get to the top, and then in the last 50 pages, I felt like it turned into like a completely different novel, and like suddenly it was like a murder mystery, and I was like, how did we even get here? But yeah. If you really like family sagas and like drama, like Gossip Girl dramas type stuff, then you'll probably really like it and you won't mind the stuff that bothered me. But just for me personally, I felt like it could have been clearer and better structured. So that's that. Mixed feelings. On to the next. The next audiobook I did was A Life in Parts. It's a memoir by Bryan Cranston, and he narrated it also, which I love. And here, let me show you the cover. Bryan Cranston, Malcolm in the Middle, Breaking Bad, you know, that guy. I don't know if it's focusing. But he is so funny, and I've been a fan of his since Malcolm in the Middle, and I really think that that's when I like started to appreciate his genius, because he is like amazing. He's an amazing performer. But most people know him from Breaking Bad, and I was actually watching like an interview with him on one of those talk shows, and I was like, you know what the heck, I'm gonna get his book, because I have like 10 million Audible credits. So I listened to it, and it was better than I thought. Like first chapters are a bit rocky, like he's kind of like setting the scene, but then like once you get into it, it's so fun, and it's a mix of like funny stuff, personal stuff, like scary stuff that's happened to him, and then of course like his life as an actor. So it was really good. I feel like there's a lot to learn from it. Like he's really sharing his lessons while like entertaining you. So other memoir writers, pay attention, because that's how it's done. I really like that. I did give it 4 stars. I thought it was just like enjoyable all around. The other book that I was reading, and I'm not done with it yet, so I'm really hoping to like finish it today. I have this much left. Pray for me. I hope to finish it. It's, I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, my first February book haul video, and I am really excited about it. And it's still really fun, but like as of now, it's getting like a bit slower. Like it started out really fast paced, but now that I feel like we're like past the middle, you know, it just seems to like be taking forever. And not necessarily in a bad way, it's just not quite as like thrilling as I wanted, and I'm kind of wondering like where the heck the plot's gonna go, so we'll see. But for now, this has been like pretty enjoyable. It's probably gonna be 3.5 or 4 stars, but don't quote me because I might change my mind by the end. We'll see. The last book that I hope to read, and I also hope to finish this today, like it's probably not gonna happen, me trying to finish 2 books today, but what the heck, I'm me, I'm gonna go for it and see if I can manage it. I've also mentioned this in my previous video about my February book haul. See, I can tackle my TBR stack. Dennis Johnson, I got this because another blogger really loved it, and I was just really curious, and I wanted to know what the big deal was. So as of this video, I've only read the first story. Definitely unique, beautiful writing that sort of captures like the in-between moments of life. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if I manage to finish those, I'll have read only 9 books this month, which is a bummer because I just really like that goal, and I love like the satisfaction I feel like when I've got that done. It's really like a competition against myself, so I'm a little bummed about that, but I got so much done this month. I worked on a huge project, so I don't know. I'm proud of what I accomplished this month, even if I didn't get to finish this reading goal. So March, I'm gonna have to catch up. March is gonna be a really busy month too, but and I feel like that's something like going around in the air. Like everybody seems to say that February was just like a ridiculous month, and I agree. It was ridiculous. February, what are you doing to us? I think the other thing I did wrong this month was that I was like so invested and like interested in all the books in my TBR stack that I made the mistake of like starting and stopping a lot of them, which I should not have done. Like there's like 3 books that I would get a little ways into and I'd be like really interested in, and I'm totally gonna finish them, but then I'd be like, you're reading 4 books right now, like I don't think you're gonna finish those. And so I didn't. So I'm like 15% on like 3 other books, which is like really annoying to me, but I'll finish those next month and then like sort of start fresh. So that is it for February's wrap up. What did you read this month? Like tell me, you know, I wanna know. Don't encourage my book buying habits anymore, but also please do, because I need to be enabled and I need your help. So like comment. Tell me what your favorite book this month was, or like even what you want to read next month. I'd love to know. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and just to be honest, like if you liked this video, you're gonna like the next one. Yeah. So go ahead and do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, leave me a comment below, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like, it's not that serious, you know? Let's take this to the next level. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.